So Donald Trump has stated that he wants to give green cards to Indian master's students and graduates immediately after they graduate from their programs. The elusive green card, which doesn't come your way even after decades of waiting, irrespective of which university you graduate from, could be yours. Now, how seriously should you take this statement? Will this be a reality eventually? Here is my opinion today on Gradvine. Now, before I start telling you about the statement and what I think of it, understand that this video is my opinion. I am very, very clear in terms of facts presented and my opinion being presented. And this is an opinion-based video. Of course, this is based on my opinions that were formed based on the previous Trump administration as well. So it does come with some sort of experience and having seen student paths. Now, with the entire green card situation that presidential candidate Trump has promised if he comes into power, to summarize in one line, I would say take it with a pinch of salt, but it's still going to be good for deserving students. Here's my explanation why. Alright, during a podcast interview, the US presidential candidate Donald Trump was very, very vocal about the fact that the administration that he might lead in future wants to retain the best talent from all over the world with a specific attention on India. He went on to acknowledge that the immigration process and the green card process is so complicated in the US that a lot of deserving talent has to go back to home countries. He also went on to state that these guys go back to India and become billionaires, whereas we are not able to retain talent because it's not a merit-based system. He believes the key to economic growth is to retain this highly skilled talent so that they can drive growth for their tech companies. Now, of course, there's a political angle to this. Corporate America and major tech players are a sector which Trump would want to please as part of the campaign. The entire campaign is driven by the call for economic growth, which has been slow in the last few years, and increasing the available pool of talent at reasonable prices for the top tech companies is a huge part of the promise. Now, I don't believe that this whole green card revolution will come through. If it does, it's going to completely change the landscape for foreign students going to America. But it may not come through. This could be political rhetoric. We can't say for sure. However, one thing is absolutely clear, that if the administration does come into play, then the emphasis on retaining deserving and highly skilled talent is going to be higher. Therefore, if you're somebody with a good profile going to a good university who's likely to secure a good job, the administration will favor your prospects. Sorry to interrupt this video, but I'm sure you'll like this interruption because I'm here to tell you that we have a WhatsApp group for various programs, various intakes, various countries available, where you can post all your questions. And I will be there to answer them, and the Gradvine team will be there on that group to answer all your questions. So use the links in the description to join in. Now you can continue with the video. Now, even before the potential regime change or the elections, no matter what happens in future, there has been a shift in terms of the H-1B policy being more merit-based. I've done a video which you can access to right here, where the number of duplicate applications and random applications have been cut down because of a one application, one identification policy, where only folks who've gotten into legitimate companies filing H-1B visas once per year on a candidate's name will be able to secure that H-1B visa, and duplicate applications have been weaned out. Now, whether this magical green card policy comes through or not, you'll have to understand that merit is going to be valued. Even in this proposed green card policy, Trump was very, very clear about the number of stringent checks they're going to make on the background and the university the students are graduating from. Therefore, even if it comes to fruition, you have to be at a good university. Irrespective, the direction in which American policies have been going in the last few years, your university is going to matter a lot, and it's not going to be a case where everybody who's going to a random university will have an equal shot at the H-1B policy. Always prioritize the best universities, not only in terms of you getting your first job, but potentially your immigration might be dependent on that in the future as well. Things are not going to be as simple anymore. You'll have to understand that irrespective of the candidate, if economic growth is the focus for any campaign or any president, which it should be over the next 4 years, then retaining skilled talent is imperative. A lot of lobbies which are backed by corporate America, which is largely driven by tech, will be interested in the candidates' policies for foreign hiring. To get highly skilled talent to build software and work in tech companies in America, which are essentially going to be STEM designated graduates, there needs to be a strong supply from foreign countries. Otherwise, the local talent is simply not going to be enough to drive growth for these companies. That being said, with also a lot of immigrants coming in and the talent pool being higher, companies can also have the advantage in terms of the salaries that they offer, therefore keeping the costs down. Eventually, irrespective of the regime, it is imperative that skilled workforce is available in America at every stage in order to drive their growth. So to finally conclude, even though the green card situation may or may not come true, merit will always be rewarded. It was rewarded in the years 2016 to 2020. Now we don't know which regime is going to come into power in future. That's completely a political thing, and I'm not going to give you an opinion on that. But irrespective of what people are telling you, understand that the end game will be to retain highly skilled talent, and therefore you have to aim to be that highly skilled talent with the right degree, the right university, and the right program.